We're talking about benefits that are going to individuals who should not be receiving it, so that those who should be will have additional dollars available, so that Social Security doesn't go insolvent for so long.
We haven't, as a Congress, enhanced Social Security in over 50 years.
Well, sure,
but we haven't enhanced the administration. Where were all these questions brought to SSA prior to that?
That was Representative Larson having a heated exchange in Congress. You're going to want to see that full video clip as Elon Musk is raising the alarms about Social Security and dividing the country into two. I'm also going to give you the Republican perspective from Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Social Security checks paid out to recipients that don't even have Social Security ID numbers.
I'll play you that full video clip on her stance on Elon Musk and Social Security, as Elon Musk has recently tweeted this on X, talking about the age range count, as there are 360-year-olds on Social Security that are still collecting Social Security. I'm going to go over this chart, what this means, and I'm going to give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate the Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So take a look at this tweet right here. I'm going to briefly share this with you, but I'll go over this after Larson's video clip. We got 130-year-olds in the millions, 150-year-olds, 90-year-olds, 200-year-olds, and 360-year-olds that are collecting Social Security. Elon Musk said maybe Twilight is real and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. We're going to dive into this, but first, take a listen to Representative Larson recently in Congress with a heated exchange.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank Mr. Schmucker as well for yielding me time before as well. But and listen, I think we've said it very clearly on this side. We're as much as opposed to the fraud and abuse that has taken place and want to make sure that we get at it. But can you imagine if it wasn't Mr. Musk, the Democratic one, and we appointed David Rubenstein, who Mr. Trump just got rid of, to say, you know, we're putting you in charge of finding $2 trillion. Well, I don't know. People are going to want to look at my credentials and see what I have. Don't worry. We're going to put you outside of the governmental process. You won't have to go through Senate confirmation. You will not have to disclose where your money is. In fact, you won't even have to disclose any of your governmental contract. I'm sure you guys would be silent. I'm sure you wouldn't have said a word. You would just say, yes, God, anything that he could possibly find in these agencies. And oh, look what we found over here and how abhorrent that is. That clearly justifies the fact that it's the billionaire class that we need running this country. There is no need for a United States Congress and individuals charged with the responsibility by their constituents. We defer to people of wealth because, well, they wouldn't have got there if they weren't smart and they wouldn't have had that money. But what has that resulted in? What are the real facts? And any fraud, abuse, or waste in any governmental program should be gone after. But how about the majority of people, including in your district, where more than 171,000 people are Social Security recipients? Are they all fraudulent? Or are they all getting fraudulent claims? Are the 17 million disabled, the 8 million widows, the $329 million your district receives monthly just for Social Security, is that
Will the gentleman yield?
fraud? Absolutely.
So that's absurd to equate what I'm saying with the benefits that the 100, I don't know if it's 171,000, your number, I don't know that offhand, but we're talking about benefits. We're talking about, I'm sure you know that, so I'll take that, but we're talking about benefits that are going to individuals who should not be receiving it, so that those who should be will have additional dollars available, so that Social Security doesn't go insolvent for so long.
We haven't, as a Congress, enhanced Social Security in over 50 years.
Well,
which
sure,
means
but
we haven't enhanced the administration. Where were all these questions brought to SSA prior to that, et cetera? And it took Mr. Musk, it took a billionaire to find this out? I don't think so. I think it's neglect on the part of Congress, both sides. But for God's sake, we owe it to the American people to say, it's the United States Congress's responsibility, not someone outside of Congress given a task to find $2 trillion. Why does that ring a bell? Oh, that's kind of consistent with the tax cut that took place in 2017 and that sunsets in 2025 and how much money we need. So I guess that's what we're applauding him for. But anytime you can find fraud, abuse, and neglect, we ought to deal with it. But how you find it and what you authorize people and the lack of accountability is not what a democracy and a republic is all about. That's our concern.
What are your thoughts on what Representative Larson had to say? That is post-seizure. So he recently had a seizure. I shared with you the video clip, but I didn't show the seizure part. If you want, I could share that with you in the future. But he is one of the only people fighting for Social Security. So the fact that he had a seizure and is still fighting for Social Security shows how dedicated he actually is to Social Security. It's also scary because if he's 76 years old, if he goes away, who is going to be the next person fighting for Social Security? Bernie Sanders doesn't really talk about Social Security anymore, about the extra $200 more per month. So something to think about. Anyway, Elon Musk raises alarm over Social Security, polarizing the country. There are people who are definitely for him, people who are definitely against him. Basically, what he's saying here is that the data showing that the numbers of people in each age bucket with the death field is set to false. So this includes 46 million between the ages 60 and 69, the period during which a person becomes eligible to collect retirement benefits. It also includes more than 10 million people listed as being above the age limit of 100, including one who is recorded as being between the ages 360 to 369 years of age. Is the country even that old? I mean, I know Social Security was made in 1935, but you would think they would catch that. So saying according to the Social Security database, these are the numbers of people in each age bucket with a death field set to false, saying maybe Twilight is real. If you're not familiar, Twilight is a vampire movie, and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. So you can see the different age groups, right? So I could see survivor beneficiaries, like under 60 collecting it. Okay, makes sense. But as you get to 100-year-olds, 110-year-olds, no one's living past 120. There's very few people, definitely not 3 million people. Then we got 130-year-olds. As I mentioned earlier, you can see there's a 240-year-old and a 360-year-old. You would think the system would catch that. So is this data that Elon Musk sharing, is this good? Is this proof to show, say, hey, dig a little bit deeper, see what other fraud and scandals you find in Social Security, right? Because there shouldn't be this many people collecting this much money, especially millions of people past 120 years old, right? So definitely something to be concerned about. What are your thoughts? Does this change if you were against Elon Musk and Social Security before, does this change your mind a little bit? Let me know down in the comments below. Next, let's take a listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
We're talking about now tens and tens of billions. It'll be hundreds and hundreds of billions. And I would not be surprised if we get to $1 trillion. How high do you see this waste, fraud, abuse, and corruption going?
Oh, it's unreal. The more and more Elon Musk and his incredibly talented and intelligent Doge team dig into the payment systems within the departments of the government, they're just finding out more and more information. One of the things I just learned this week from Elon is that has been Social Security checks paid out to recipients that don't even have Social Security ID numbers. And this is something that they're really starting to investigate. And it actually should be terrifying to every single American, no matter how you vote. But on our DOGE committee, we are setting up in complete alignment with DOGE, because it's not just executive orders and executive action that will save the country. Congress has to engage. And so we have to line up with them through a legislature standpoint and help achieve this very important goal.
I would agree, and it's got to be codified into law. And he's basically building a map so that we can find all the waste, fraud, and abuse, stop stealing from our kids and grandkids, and hopefully even eventually get our budget in balance. Congresswoman, great to see you. Great job, by the way, today.
That was Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that she is fully supporting Elon Musk and Social Security and wants them to dig a little deeper. What are your thoughts there? If you appreciate how I give you both perspectives, giving the Democrat perspective, the Republican perspective, trying to stay as neutral and in the middle as possible, showing you the facts, let you decide what you think is right or wrong. If you appreciate that, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more independent, neutral Social Security updates. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you one thing that you should do. When you want to do something, you have the power to do whatever you want. Unless, one thing, you believe in yourself. That's the only trick. So that's all I wanted to tell you for today. Bye. This is the Bella.
There are 4 things you should know about that Trump has already done as he is in office right now, barely, or I think just about a month now, as being the president. What has he done for Social Security so far? Click that video now. Also, got a really interesting article to share with you what every single president has done for Social Security since 1935. We're talking Roosevelt, Ford, Nixon, Carter, all of them, what they've all done. So click that video now, and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.